Today in the Unit 8 Medical Surgical Nursing 2, let us see the normal biological aging in the elderly. Coming to the biological aging, biologists and gerontologists used concepts of senescence to explain biological aging. Senescence or normal aging refers to a gradual time related to biological process that takes place as generative process overtake regenerative or growth process. This biological aging is nothing but it is the aging process for both the body, that is the physical body, as well as the mm, all the systems, including all the systems, that is circulatory system, skeletal system, integumentary system, every system, including all the systems. uh, and here this it is defined by the biologist and the gerontologist, and it is related to biological process that takes place as the degenerative process. Actually it is the uh, degenerative process. This elderly biological process is nothing but it is related directly to the degenerative process overtake or growth process. Coming to the characteristics of senescence, characteristics usually they are the universal, it is the universal process. The changes comes from organism itself. The process occurred slowly. The process contribute to deficit. Usually it occurs slowly. According to biological process approaches, that is biological aging can be divided into three types, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. And coming to the primary, it is the basic shade inevitable set of gains or declines governed by some kind of maturational process. That is it is the basic thing, and usually we see as a matured process. And coming to the secondary aging, it is the product of environmental influences, health habits, or disease, and is neither inevitable nor shared by all the adults. That is, some of the diseases or some of the health is disturbed due to the environmental factors in the secondary aging. And coming to the tertiary aging, it refers to quickly deficit in last few years prior to death. That is just before death this happens. Coming to the biological theories on aging, programmed aging, random events. That is biological theories on aging, programmed aging. It is nothing but it consists of random events, programmed aging, and genetic lifespan. Here, coming to the random events, genetic lifespan theory. Here we can see in this event we can see the genetic lifespan theory, genetic predisposition theory, telomere theory, specific system theories, that is neuro and endocrine theory, wear and tear theory, that is rate of living theory, waste product accumulation theory, cross linking theory, free radical theory, autoimmune theory, errors theory, order to disorder theory. These random events, in under these random events, all these theories we can see. Coming to the programmed aging, aging and death are genetically determined and are programmed in all the organisms. Either humans or some of the animals or some of the vertebrates. If you see any of the living creatures, we can see this. it is programmed. Aging and death are general, that is, birth and death is normal and common. The life history events of mammals, such as development, reproduction, and aging, typically occur in proportion to the entire lifespan. And coming to the genetic lifespan theory, the length of the life is genetically programmed. One example is the lifespan of organisms. An organism's lifespan is part of its genetic makeup. It is nothing but due to genetic. Coming to the telomere theory, in this telomere theory, it is the tail of chromosome that is made of DNA but has no genetic information. Telomeres protect the ends of the chromosomes from being degraded and fusing with the other chromosome ends. Telomere theory is based on the fact that every time a cell replicates, it loses part of its telomere. The older the cell, the more time it has divided, the shorter the length of telomeres. Neuroendocrine theory focus on changes in the hypothalamus and pituitary gland that lead to decreased function of the endocrine system and widespread aging effects. Usually, these biological theories of aging is nothing but wear and tear theory, and it suggests that the body is much like a machine. The human body ages because it wears out over time in response to the stresses of life. Some kinds of aversion or activity promote vitality and are essential to long. That is all the telomere theory, neuroendocrine theory, and biological theories. These theories all tells that the aging is common and it happens as usual in all the living creatures. Cellular theories. Hayflick cell growth in laboratory culture dishes only undergo a fixed number of divisions at most before dying, with the number of possible divisions dropping depending on the age of the donor organism. Cross-linking, in which certain processes in human cells interact randomly and produce molecules that get linked in such a way as to make the body stiffer. Free radical aging is due to molecules which are highly reactive chemicals produced randomly in normal metabolism. Rate of living theories. People are born with the limited amount of same substance, potential energy, or physiological capacity that can be expanded at some rate. Programmed cell death appears to be function of physiological process, the innate ability to self-destruct and the ability of dying cells to trigger key process in other cells. This is programmed cell death. Coming to the metabolic theories, focus on the relationship between the metabolic rate and aging. Somatic mutation theories maintain the damage or mutations in the DNA of the somatic cell impair protein manufacture and therefore alter the structure and functions of cells, tissues, and organs. Coming to the immune theory, points to programmed deterioration in the immune systems as a cause of the reduced resistance and increased incidence. That means all the metabolic system is reduced, immunity is reduced, and the usually the cells are mostly they are multiplied and they are inactive, becoming drying, and they become dry. Next, coming to the changes in the physical appearance. Usually the appearance from the head to foot appearance changes due to aging process, and it involves all the systems in the body. Coming to the changes in the physical appearance, hair gradually thinning and graying in the hair results from the cessation of pigment production of both men and women. Hair loss is caused by destruction of germ centers that produce hair follicles. Men usually do not lose facial hair as they age. Women develop patches of hair on their face, especially on their chin. In women, especially near menopause age, as the ovary functions slow down, then there can be more DHEA or androgen produced, thus causing an increase in facial hair or hirsutism. Due to uh, this hair will grow due to the reduced functioning of the ovaries over the chin and face, and the patches of hair will be formed. That means hair loss is more on the scalp. Androgens produced, thus causing an increase in the facial hair or hirsutism. As woman begins to produce more androgens rather than the estrogens, she may begin to experience an increase in facial hair. Coming to the skin, wrinkles result from complex process in 4 steps to make a wrinkle. The outer layer of the skin becomes thinner through cell loss. The collagen fibers that makes up the connective tissue lose much of their flexibility, making the skin less able to regain its shape after pinch. Elastic fibers in the middle layer of skin lose their ability to keep the skin stretched out. The underlying layers of fat, which helps to provide padding to smooth out the contours, diminishes body build. Two noticeable changes occur in body build during adulthood: a decrease in height, weight, fluctuations in weight, changes in skeletal system, the loss of bone, osteoporosis, defined as a decrease in bone mass and strength. Osteoarthritis, that is nothing but it is a degenerative joint disease. Here, both in the body buildup is reduced, fat is reduced, and skeletal system also, osteoporosis and osteoarthritis are usually seen. And changes in the cardiovascular system, the main function of the heart pumping is pumping blood. Age related structural changes in the heart takes place and accumulate of fat deposit. The stiffening of the heart muscle due to tissue changes, cardiovascular diseases, ischemic heart diseases, cardiac arrhythmias, angina, myocardial infarction, atherosclerosis, cerebrovascular disease, hypertension. Usually, all the cardiac problems will be seen. Changes in the respiratory system, age related structural and functional diseases will be seen with increasing age, and the rib cage and the air passages become stiffer. Changes in the maximum amount of air we can take into the lungs in a single breath. Respiratory diseases may be seen like emphysema, pneumonia, asthma, etc. Changes in immune system. The immune system is a fascinating array of cells and process: lymphocytes, antibodies, and autoimmune. Older adults' immune system take longer to build up defense against the specific disease. Usually, we know as the age is processing, the immune system becomes weak. Changes in the reproductive system. Women. The major reproductive change in women during adulthood is the loss of ability to bear children. Begins in the 40 seconds as a menstrual cycles become irregular, and by the age of 50 to 55 it is usually complete menopause. A, a variety of physical and psychological symptoms will be seen, and men do not have any psychological or symptoms will be in men. There is no psychological systems. Changes in the sensory system. Vision. The major changes in the visual functioning can be grouped into two classes: changes in the structures of the eye, that is cataract, glaucoma. Changes in the retina usually begins after 50. Disease like macular degeneration and diabetic retinopathy, age related decrease in the ability to focus on the nearby object, that is presbyopia, age related decrease the ability to see detail or discriminate different visual patterns. Acuity will be seen. Hearing loss with age is greatest for high pitched tones, pres- presbycusis and tinnitus. These are normal. Taste ability changes with age. Smell. The ability to detect odors remains fairly intact until 60, when it begins to decline fairly rapidly. Touch. Age related changes in touch also will be seen. Changes in the digestive system, that is intestine, liver, gallbladder, there will be mild changes. Brain. Age related structural changes in the neurons will be seen, that is Alzheimer's disease will be seen, that is they will have dementia. And once the Alzheimer's disease is there, we can't again go back to the normal condition, and it is very highly not treatable. It is not, we cannot treat the Alzheimer's disease completely. Thank you, children. Hope you understood the biological changes in the aging. We'll continue in the later session.